Hey there, today we're taking a look at Lash Lightning, part of the Eagle Force line of 4-inch action figures from Fresh Monkey Fiction. Kind of excited to get into this line. There's a lot of cool figures. Back here, there's the cross sale for all of Series 7. I've got them all. We'll be taking a look at them. There's a little bit about the character up here, about a paragraph. Over here, it talks about team affiliation, Liberty Legion, and the era is 2002 to present. All right, let's take a deep dive and get a little bit closer look at this figure. Here's a closer look at the figure, and you can see there's a lot of accessories. We'll begin showing you this one. This is an Eagle Force figure stand, so if you need to get this figure on a stand, you've got one. You've got this round bubble head, and it does separate, so it goes around the head area. And I'll talk about this a little bit. I'll just leave it apart for now. He's got this head right there, which I think might be a painted version of this. This is not, I look in there and it almost looks like it has a bit of a blue translucent. So I don't know if it's actually this head or if it is a different head and it's just difficult to tell. You've got this, which this is really pretty cool. You could actually turn this figure into a troop builder by putting a whole bunch of kind of generic helmets on him. And if I remember correctly out of the package, he was wearing this thing, and I didn't think it looked so great because, as far as I know, he's not an outer space type of character, and this makes me think outer space. And so I took this off. I'll just tell you this is not easy to take off. So if anyone out there knows easy ways of taking this off and putting it back on, let me know. I just lifted the arm straight up and peeled it up over the top of the figure. And there was a few times I thought I might actually rip this thing. He comes with two pieces of lightning that will attach around the arms. Because his name is Lash Lightning, he is like a human lightning storm. And the card actually up here says electrical powerhouse, but he controls the power of lightning. So this is to represent lightning flying out of his hands, I'm guessing. And then over here on the right side, you can see we get a lot of hands. There is a lot of hands. If you want him to be barehanded, so to speak, he comes with a lot of translucent hands. If you want him to be wearing gloves, he comes with a lot of black gloves with like yellow pad on the knuckles. But you've got, I'm going to show these ones as best as I can. You've got, let's see, the fisted glove, or the fisted hand. And you've got a trigger hand. See if my camera can keep up there. You have an open palm hand. And you've got kind of like a grip, a C grip hand. You got a cover lash there to get this thing to, yeah, you're not going to see this one very well. But a C grip hand right there. And you get all the same ones in the translucent blue except an extra pair. And these are open palm hands that I guess up and away or pointing or something. So you get a lot of hands. What is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You get 9 sets of hands. You better be able to pose this guy out or use him in pretty much any way you want to. It's interesting he has trigger hands. There are no weapon or gun accessories that come with this action figure. So if you buy some of the accessories, like the weapon accessories, accessory packs, then you'll get some. You can use accessories mix and match from the other characters. So everything here is pretty appropriate. Let's just for fun, I've been wanting to try this, see how this fits. So there you go. You could have him shooting lightning from his hand. Check that out. Fing, fing. As you could tell, he does have a translucent head. As I mentioned, it's really not difficult to switch them out, I say, as I struggle. So I pulled that one off, and I popped this one back on, and now he's got a more human, man-ish looking face. Looks pretty good there. Now, what I discovered when putting this helmet on is the hole is a little bit too small, so you might need to warm up, I'm thinking, the helmet. See if I can actually get it on here. I'll struggle while I talk, but you might want to heat up the helmet. Yeah, I'm not going to get it on in video. So I'll pop a picture up comparing all three of the heads on the same body side by side so you can see what they look like. So anyway, but this is fun. Now this little ball, I don't know how much I really like this thing, I'll be honest. I've got to go off camera while I'm talking about it to hook it together. So from what I understand, we're going to set him off to the side. From what I understand, you've got this. Okay, we'll bring him back. Goes around the torso area, and this is supposed to fit here somehow. And I wasn't sure if this is actually supposed to lock into place or just sit there, because it does not hook. And I would think having this hook into this piece would be good. It doesn't actually hook. It just kind of sits there. And when I put this on, which you can if you're gentle, you can slide over, it just kind of bobbles around there. It doesn't do anything, which I think is a little bit funny, but I'm new to the line, so I don't know. It just bobbles around. I don't know how much I'll use something like this, but I'm glad they included it. I mean, for $27, by the way, this figure was $26.99, Big Bad Toy Store exclusive as far as I know. But for $27, I mean, there's a lot of stuff here, and you can choose what you want to use. You could choose not to use it all. I do notice that on the bottom of the feet, there are 2 holes, and a couple figures have magnets in this toe hole, which is actually really cool. We'll talk about that in another video. The back feet are the ones, or the back holes are the ones that fit into this figure stand. Some of the stuff is hard to pick up here. Let's see if we can get them here. Yeah, something like that. Trust me, they fit there, and that actually did fit. So, articulation. I'm curious, and you are too, what's the articulation like? Well, the head's on the ball joint, as you saw when I pulled the head off, so it goes all over the place. If you want him to look down, he can look down about that far. Looking up, it's pretty much just straight up. There is really no... If I got one beef with these figures, it's how far back the head can go. You can't really look up. So if you wanted to put somebody like this, because if you can tell over here by his card art, he looks like he's flying. So if you wanted to put him in a pose, he can't really look up. That's about as far as he looks up by pulling his back. So if you want to get him into a flying pose, that's as good as he's going to do. He looks like he's kind of swimming there. So that would be the one disappointment I have, is there's like no articulation to look more up for a flying pose. The arms rotate around, have a hinge right there, work pretty well. Same with the elbow, hinge, rotation. Same with the wrist, hinge and rotation. They're pretty standard here. Now, there's no torso articulation, but there is this here. And I don't know, can I pop this apart? Probably not very easily. I think this is on a ball joint in the waist, and it works generally well. What I'm not a huge fan of compared to someone, say, like, I think Dime Novel Legends the Dime Novel Legends from Chicken Fried Toys, I think the torso sits down in the waist just a little bit, and it gets really difficult to rotate it. It makes a little noise, like a little squeaky noise, and you can't go real far. And that's just because this is an oval, it's just like oval shape. It's not like a pure round shape. So you're kind of limited. Like, I can get him bent down like that to get him a little bit more, but if it's straight on, it gets kind of difficult. If you want him to sit, he can do that. If you want him to do the splits, does that really well. He has the thigh rotation, double pin knee. It's a great down there. A calf, I got to heat this up. That's right, this is stuck. But a boot cut, hinge, rotation. Do you want him to do a superpower or superhero thing and lean back? Well, there you go. And going forward is about that far, so not quite as far going forward as it is backwards. He's got great articulation. I'm going to scoot all this stuff off to the side. We're done looking at accessories, aren't we? Because I'm going to now bring on a Fortnite figure that I have handy so you can see just about how tall this guy stacks up. As you can see, Fortnite figures are probably just a tad taller than the Eagle Force figures here. So if you're a Fortnite fan, you've been collecting the line, I would say you're probably pretty close. The bodies are more slender. The Fortnite figures are a little bit more bulky, but they are a little bit more cartoony. The Eagle Force is going for more realistic looks. At least that's what I see. So I don't know how well they'll integrate together. You might be able to swap out, like put heads, swap heads. I don't know. I haven't done any of that yet. But that's a height comparison with a Fortnite figure. All in all, I like this figure. I like this figure a lot. I think it's kind of interesting. I think he's kind of cool. Let's add some lightning effects here to his wrists, because I think that's kind of his power. No weapons or anything. He's just got lightning bolts coming from his arms. This one kind of wants to fall off because I didn't put it on correctly. There. Ah! I don't know. I love his deco too. The reds, the yellow, and the green. That it look a little bit more tactical, and I'm sure he's not supposed to look quite so tactical. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he is. But because of their parts and how they use their parts, that's what we get. And I think he looks pretty cool. I think this looks pretty good. This is a neat figure, and I love the use of the translucents in the hands. Yeah, the hands, the lightning bolts, the head. I think it's just looks great. Anyway, thank you for stopping by and watching. I will see you in the next video.